Hello YouTube. No. So sorry for any background noise. Let's just get straight into this deck. So it's going to be the second iteration of Invoked Dogma Tribrigade, and starting off we play 1 Flordelis, 3 Fractar, 3 Ecclesia, 3 Alistair, 3 Ash, 2 Ghost Ogre, 3 Ceres, 2 Nerval, 3 Servant, 2 Desires, 2 Extra, 1 Upstart, 1 Terraforming, 2 Invocation, 1 Reborn, 3 Meltdown, 3 Impermanence, 3 Punishment. For the extra, 2 Mechaba, 1 Brigand, 1 Titaniclad, 1 Purgatrio, 1 Natis, a Caliuga, a Ominous Omen, Rugal, Alistair, Baron Blossom, 2 of those, Cross Sheep, Secure Gardena, and Almirage. So, this deck, the previous deck was very much more monster heavy in the fact that it had way more monsters. This one, I think that, to be honest, this one feels better. It feels superior to the other one just because it has more spells and more utility and more like maybe not more utility, but more like things to do, more spells to activate. Like Nadir, it has so many more targets in this deck than it did, or like, I wouldn't really say more targets, but it has like, it's just such a good, Nadir is a good card in both decks, I guess, to be fair. Flordelis, I feel like this card was at 2 in the last deck, and putting it at 1 is definitely the right choice. You don't really need to play more than 1. So yeah, it's like just playing 20 monsters. It, for some reason or another, it just feels so right. It feels so good to play at this count. So 2 punishment. So this sends from the extract to the graveyard to destroy a card, and then Nadir sends and searches Ecclesia. Then you have Flordelis, which negates an opponent's monster. Fractar basically searches Nerval by sending, or searches Karis by sending Nerval. Alistair allows you to add Invocation. So the reason that this deck works is because all 3 engines kind of feed into each other. So what I mean by that is that with with the Tribrigade engine, actually. So you have cards in your deck, like in the extract, like Baron, and if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can draw a card and place a card on your hands to the bottom of the deck, which is why you play 2, because you want to hard summon 1 and send 1 to the graveyard through like Nadir Servant or like Punishment. And then like your other Tribrigade cards, you're fine with sending to the graveyard because you can activate their effects. Sending like Gardena to the graveyard is fine as well. And then but the Dogma cards also feed into the Invoked engine because you can send like Almirage or Gardena, and then those count as targets for like Invocation to make like Mechaba or Caliuga or something. And then you have like Cross Sheep, which you can send to the graveyard, and it'll count as a beast type in your graveyard to make one of your link monsters later on, and it also counts as like a beast type link monster, so you can banish 2 beast warrior or wing beast from your graveyard to special summon this card, and that's really good. Alistair the Invoker searches like your Alistair or Invocation, not Alistair, it searches Invocation. Natis is another target to send off your Nadir or Punishment. These 2, Brigand searches your Tribrigade monsters, and Titaniclad searches your Dogma cards. And so like that was really initially the inspiration for the deck, is that Brigand, and you could send Brigand and Titaniclad through like punishment, and so like they would both get their effects off to search, and it would just allow you to start your engines. But then the Invoked also works in this deck because you're probably not going to be normal summoning as much, and then you have like the Dogma cards, which count as lights, and you have the Tribrigade cards, which count as different attributes. So you have Kali Yuga, which you can banish, like, I don't know, Alistair, basically Alistair. You could also summon special, like banish like the Omen or something like that. And then you also have Purgatrio. There we go. So you can banish like Fractar from your graveyard, and then make Purgatrio, and that's pretty good. So like yeah, that's like the main inspiration of the deck. Another thing to point out is also the side deck, which is actually fairly important. So you have your typical side deck: 2 Gamma Sail, 1 Humongous, 2 Galaxy, 3 Interrupted, Kaiju Slumber, 3 Cosmic, and 3 Twin Twisters. And we have 1 Invoked Asylum. And this card is really good in the deck, because, so it reads this: an invoked monster and a monster that is special summoned from the extract must first be fusion summoned with the above fusion materials. While face up on the field, this card is also dark, earth, water, fire, and wind attribute. Once per turn, you can target an invoked monster in your you control or in your graveyard, banish it, and all monsters your opponent controls with the same attribute as that monster. So basically what you do is you can banish like Kali Yuga, and then banish all of their dark monsters on the field. Or if you're playing against like Salamangreat, banish Purgatrio, all their fire monsters on the field are just gone. And like, so yeah, like that, like Mechaba, all lights on the field are gone. Like it's not a card that you typically see in an invoked deck, but it is definitely a card you should at least consider playing, because it just straight up banishes all of your opponent's monsters with an attribute, which is really good. Another thing that I was really happy with this list is actually like the hand traps. This hand trap lineup is probably one of the best lineups that I've ever played in like any deck. So that's 3 Impermanence, 3 Ash, and 3 Ghost Ogre. This was like, you see them consistently enough where like it's good to see them, like you see like one every game or so, but at the same time you see them like in other deck. Hand traps have always been really weird for me because I don't like playing too many, because they brick a lot and they take spots in your deck, and they've just never felt right to me. And however, in this particular deck, they actually add to like the monster hand traps especially adds to your game state, because this is a fire, so you can banish it for Purgatrio, and Ghost Ogre is a light, so you can banish it for Mechaba. And to be honest, Nibiru is okay. Nibiru you should probably definitely consider playing. So if you're to play Nibiru, if you prefer Nibiru instead of Ghost Ogre, you'd probably take like 2 Ogre and like 1 Ceres or something like that. But Nibiru is kind of more predictable. Like most people are probably going to be playing Nibiru. However, Ghost Ogre only certain people play, so not as many people are going to be like, oh, Ghost Ogre, I'm going to want to side for that, or side for that. Most people are going to be like, oh, Ghost Ogre, they just aren't going to be as prepared for this card. And it definitely, like, removing the monster from the field, even though it's only 1 monster in comparison to like 3 monsters, is like still pretty good, because they can just straight up shut off your opponent's combo plays. You can hit their Helki Fibrex, and then like you should just win the game, because like they shouldn't have any plays after that. If you've hit their Helki Fibrex, like with Ghost Ogre, they just shouldn't have any plays after that. Okay, yeah. Hub of Desires, this is a card they typically don't play in decks, just because you always tend to banish like the cards you want to draw. However, in this deck you actually play like a decent number of three ofs. So like the only card that I can think of that you'd like really not want to hit would be like Invocation or Nerval, and like even then, like you're still playing two of them, so like the chances of you banishing both of them is pretty like it's pretty low. Everything else though, like it's not great to banish, but it's fine to banish. So yeah. So yeah, that is the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe, and comment down below what you guys think, how you think that this deck could change, what you guys think could make it better. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Peace.